Careful not to let this stain my hands. Keep this for a cook. Useful for making dyes. This place has seen better days. Made it. And there's another one of those devices. Lens. Guess I'll figure out what to do with it later. There's another watchtower on that ridge across the valley. Looks like a long climb to get up there. I don't think I can get past them. Guess I should leave it for now. Damn, these are tough. Hold on to this for later. Must be chain scrape. Drew said I could get my bow upgraded in there. I'd be able to tinker with my other gear, too.
Olvin can't just ignore us like this, can he? We almost died because of him.
Have you seen us? What are we supposed to do? Have Arnold throw his crutch at him?
Outlander approaching.
Is that the savior?
Wanna come in, Savior?
Welcome to Chainscrape, Savior.
Open up, guys. Jorv's orders.
Good enough for me.
By the Forge.
Petra?
Aloy, what are you doing here? About time there was something worth looking at in this dump.
It's nice to see you, too.
And not a moment too soon. Come on. Damn brewery's the only thing I can count on in this place.
Yeah, I heard. Machines, work stoppage.
Oh, those are just the latest malfunctions. Chainscrape's always been a few tools short of a kit. And right there is the biggest tool of all.
Our land, not our problem.
The bristlebacks are everybody's.
Roland?
You've heard of him,
Yeah.
but he's a story best told over a cold beer.
Petra. I'm just passing through. I'm headed west.
Oh,
There's an embassy at Barrenlight I need to make happen, and then I keep moving.
ah, of course. Bigger gears to grind. Well, Flamehair, good to see you. You've got to move on.
Petra.
But if you want a cold beer and a few laughs with an old friend, come find me at the brewery. Your choice.
Well, this Olvan guy sounds like trouble. Maybe Petra could use some support. But first things first, I need to find that workbench and upgrade my bow.
You keep the noise down. Some of us are trying to drink.
I could. You're a Nora.
And then there!
One hammer isn't gonna kill you.
One drink for other me.
And that's how I invented the fitness mainspring muscle.
Eyes up here, sister! Still here. Took you long enough.
Last time. And I missed it.
Flame, fire and spit!
Hey, Mildef. Mildef. I took some of your stew last time I went into the wilds. Kept me going for a week. Felt like I could have put a strider in a sleeper hold.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Sounds like you're serving up some impressive provisions here.
Not again. You can have the discount too, but you'll have to come back later.
I think you have me confused with someone else.
Oven didn't send you?
No.
Oh, my apologies. It's just that his minions won't stop pestering me. Now I've even worn out my special grill. Since I'm in the midst of a crisis, perhaps you could skip to what it is you wanted?
Some of your food?
Of course.
How did you end up in Chainscrape?
Heard about a new and upcoming town at the edge of the frontier. Where there's a town there, so I got myself out here and started cooking. Some of these people had never tasted proper boars and berries stew. Anyway, next thing I knew, people kept coming back. Guess.
Are Ulvin's people causing you problems?
Oh yeah, they constant. But the equipment I need to make my signature dishes isn't. And don't get me started on the Ulvin discount. They feel so entitled.
And if you refuse?
I make meals, no trouble.
Your last customer mentioned your cooking really kept him going out in the wild. Where I'm headed, I could use some of that.
I would be happy to oblige, especially since you have the decency to ask pleasantly.
But
my special groove griddle is no more. Without it, I can't cook any of my signature dishes. I hate to think what'll happen when I'm forced to refuse Ulvin or his goons. Even if I already had the right ingredients, there's nothing I can do. Unless you can source me a temporary replacement?
what do you need?
For the ingredients, a few pieces of decent wild meat, and I'd say a big handful of bitter leaf stems. That'll do. As for the griddle, a corrugated metal panel might suffice until I can have a new one forged. You'd likely find one in the scrounger pile if you follow the river to the northeast. Don't worry, I'll clean it first. You'll have no issue finding boars and bitter leaf on your way. Assuming you're as much a hunter-gatherer as your clothing suggests.
Thanks, Mildef. I'll keep an eye out.
So that's what gratitude sounds like,
And don't let anyone push you around, okay?
if you say so.
Already got enough meat and bitter leaf. Just need to grab a metal panel from the scrounger pile.
I know you and I don't get on.
I'm from you.
We need the last surprise to come.
When's that gonna be?
That fire's not going out on our watch. Let's go.
Brother, been looking. Hey!
Hey, Ray.
Change your mind about that
Fancy a game of strike.
Come for that beer after all, eh? Here, sit down. Get a pint in her hand. Wasn't expecting you to swing by.
Since when do I do what's expected?
There's that spark. Fire and spit.
Fire and spit.
That's a blast from the bellows. Won't fix the forge, but at least I can forget about my troubles for a while.
Like what?
Take your pick. We got bodies to bury from the bristlebacks, the work stoppage, Olvin grating the gears about his concession decree. Hey! Weapons off the table! Ah, don't listen to me. Nothing a cold brew and knocking some heads together can't fix eventually.
I thought you'd be back in Free Heap.
Well, after the big battle at Meridian, but realized it was running smooth. Didn't need me. Heard about the rebuilding out at Barren Light. Figured they could use another hammer. Been scraping by ever since.
You could always leave.
And go back east? Nah. I ain't one to leave a lit forge. Besides,
So about Olvind.
around here, everything's about Olvin.
How'd he end up in charge?
He got here early, like a squirrel smelling a... He knew rebuilding Barren Light would need stone and timber. So he jangled purses all over Mainspring, getting investors to front claims on anything, and the thing is, all the bankers back home know that this is Karja, and the Sun King can revoke those claims. That's why he's desperate for the magistrate to sign off on a concession.
This concession decree, what is it exactly?
It's pig diddle, that's what.
A writ that would put all Osram claims in the Daunt under Osram law, even though they're on Karja land. It would mean that any existing ore, stone, and timber claims couldn't be revoked by the Karja. No more risk, no more hesitation for investors back in the claim to pour in the shards and expand their business. And since Olvind has a stake, it would make him richer than a scrapper in a junk heap. Not to mention Chainscrape would become an Osram municipality, so he could buy enough votes. He's a sly old badger, I'll give him that. Figures if he keeps up the pressure.
So the bristlebacks in the Daunt. Where did they come from?
That's the thing. No one rightly knows. They just showed up one day, rampaging around the valley like they lost some good people. But I heard talk of some vanguards trying to take.
Did they come through here?
Stop by briefly for supplies. Olvind won't be able to crank it to his advantage once the bristlebacks are gone.
But how could bristlebacks in the Daunt help Olvind?
2 words. Concession decree. Since no one knows where the Olvind has taken to blaming the Karja for, he's hoping to dig up enough old resentments to get a strike going until the concession's signed. This is just his latest attempt. He's been trying to rile up the workers since the day.
And people actually believe him?
Lots of folks suffered at the hands of the mad. Give him half a reason, they'll blame the Karja.
Damn Karja slavers.
Well, I have to be going.
Anytime, Flamehair.
Even the savior of Meridian needs a challenge. Play some Strider.
Not again.
Why else would one leave the glory of Main Street? Boredom. Nothing interesting happens in the claim. That's why we travel as far as unknowns as we better than sticking around. We are on the
Final ride. Someone interesting threaten us all.
Drop the act. We all know it was the Karja who
Hello?
let the bristleback into the valley, sent them straight through the gates of Barren Light.
That is preposterous. Why would we— What do you want, Olvind? Some kind of payment?
My dear magistrate, if you want that whistle blown, all you have to do is have your soul remove the bristlebacks and sign the concession. Face it. What other choice do you have?
Hi.
Savior, what auspicious timing. Might we discuss—
We might. Later.
Very well. I shall be waiting.
So, the savior herself. Walloper of Derval, gutter of...
Maybe.
I've heard many tales of your beauty and heroics, my fierce lady warrior. Olvind Freeholder, at your service. So, what could have dragged you away, smudge of a settlement? Your saviorly attention must be needed elsewhere.
I'm here for the embassy and...
The embassy? Why, by the forge. Ah. Greater gears for greater matters. Guess that means you...
Once I've dealt with any problems around here that need my... saviorly attention.
Ah, the bristlebacks, of course. Got to get rid of them if you want that embassy to take... Well... Best get to it, hey? And off you go.
Not so fast. You don't seem to have a high opinion of...
Well, I refuse to play nice to some fancy-robed parchment when my fellow laborers are being intimidated and taken advantage of.
How noble of you.
Noble, ha! Nobody handed me anything or dropped off. Everything I've achieved, I've done on my own.
And where is...
The burden of leadership. The Karja risk nothing, while demanding that good Osram someone had to step up and say no.
You ordered the work stop?
Indeed I did. We're laborers. Until the Karja clean up their mess and give us the fair deal we deserve, I'm not risking Osram lives.
Fair deal? You mean your concession?
It's not my decree. It's on behalf of all who do all the back-breaking work, while only the Carja reap. All we're asking for is the ability to share in this process, for a land worked by the people.
Right. Then just how much would be your share?
Only an amount appropriate to my contributions to this community, of course.
If Chainscrape is on Karja land, shouldn't a Karja be?
The sensibilities of good Osram folk. You think a Karja can head this whole vent? Ah! The magistrate can barely make the trek from Barren Light without losing.
So you have no real authority then? People only
Anyone who has followers has authority. I've been with Chains. I mean, I'm practically its founder. And its honest folk know I'm indispensable.
You said you founded Chainscrape.
Practically founded, I said. I alone saw its potential when it was I invested in the mine, convinced some friends back home to do the same. You could say Chainscrape is what it is.
Oh, so you're not just standing around and profiting?
Not at all. Sure, I make a little return on my investment. But my main priority, as it was, is to look after the well-being of the...
Where's the whistle?
Right in the middle of town. But with the threat out there, I'm not endangering innocent Osram.
I'm going to clear out the bristlebacks. And when I'm done, this valley...
If that's what it takes. Until then, I'll keep looking.
Just be ready to blow the whistle. Better see what that Karja magistrate wanted. I bet he's in the tavern.
Proper Serbian bell. Laughing at me, we already got that. Can't call a few squiggles on a piece of paper a map. Sure. Okay, shoot. What's this? Proper survey.